Hi, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Brad, and with Monkey Nonsense, a podcast that is created to help people kind of understand things that we're talking about in a lot of our conversations. The big thing right now is what's going on. What is the three most important things that you're looking for to happen this next year that is important to you? Now, like I said, we're going on three main important things that may have a big effect in your life or the lives of your children or so on to your grandchildren. The thing about it is, most of the time, a lot of people sit there and think about what is important to them now, not what is going to be important to them a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. We focus on what we can get right now. And a lot of times, a lot of people out there, especially for individuals who have been working on jobs for a long time and has went through the process of going through the ranks and files and getting their seniority in and getting their paying their dues. The thing about it is a lot of young people right now, what they want is now. I want that money now. I want to make that 25 or that $50 an hour now. I don't want to wait 15 years from now. I don't want to wait all this time. I want this stuff now. And the thing about it is, we look at Generation Expect. And if this is what we're focusing on for this coming elections and the next 2024 election, what is going to happen when we focus on individuals who believe a lot of things that these politicians are saying? I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to give that to you. The thing about it is, we're not looking right now what we can get. We want to know that we're going to have this later on. Right now, if we're not really hurting in some of our situations that we're going through, now, hey, come on, man. Old Joe sit there and just promised all you kids out there and stuff that all your college dues and your loans, student loans, are paid off. All you got to do is apply, they're paid off. Okay, well, that's all good. But where's that money coming from? They borrowed $1 trillion to take care of that. But out of that $1 trillion, what was it? Maybe a $10 billion they used to pay off some of your student loans. Okay, so if it was $10 billion to pay off your student loans, where's that other $990 billion going? Did you ever think of that? We're going to take a loan on $1 trillion and we're going to sit there and take care of all your student loans. And we're going to take care of that. But where's the other $990 billion? Just like back a few years back during the pandemic, they borrowed all that money, $3 trillion, that we were going to sit there and give to you to help all you people out during this time of struggling and your hardships going on and everything, and plus all these people losing their jobs or can't go to work because they can't be around other people because of the pandemic. Understand this: $3 trillion they borrowed. Now, right now, if you don't understand the whole scheme of this, where did they borrow this money from? Right now, they're talking about they don't know in the next 10 years if they're going to have the money to cover the Social Securities. Why is that? Well, because they're borrowing money from places. Okay, you can't rob Peter to pay Paul in a government situation because somehow or another, people are going to be affected by it in the long run. And What you're looking at now, you're sitting there crying, "Oh, yeah, the Democrats are helping us and they're doing this for us." And the other people are saying, "Oh, the Republicans are doing this for us as well. And we need to get these guys out, these Democrats, so that the Republicans can take over." Understand this. We were doing good financially. We had some good tax credits and stuff back when Trump was in. Now, come 2026, all those tax credits are going to be gone because Biden got rid of them. They end in 2026. So, what's going to happen when you guys are affected by the rising the taxes? Because those tax credits are gone, and now you can't take money out of your 401k, or it's going to affect your retirement or whatever. What's going to happen then? The big thing is that we cannot sit there and just rob from our own people in this country. And that's what we're doing. We're robbing from our own selves. Not me, not you, but our politicians are. These big executives, these CEOs and stuff. You've got to sit there and for your campaign, you've got to sit there and get money from somewhere. So if somebody says, "I'm going to give you $2 billion for your campaign, but I want you to take care of me down the line. All right. I want you to pull some strings down the line so that that 2 million will bring me 100 million back or a billion back. You keep on, I'll scratch your back. You scratch my back. We'll be scratching each other's back, and we all are going to have some good money and together with this relationship we've got going on." Look back, a few hundred years ago. Well, I only say a few hundred years ago. Our country has been established back in 1776, but in the late 1776 and on, politicians were put together to help this country grow. And by helping this country grow, it was to represent the people. Now, the Constitution that they put in at that time was set as far as they could see forward that would help protect the people, that would help people's rights. Now, as we went along, we've kind of established these things that are tacked on to our Constitution and some amendments and here and there to allow our politicians to do things differently and change things. Um, the thing about it is that politicians, ever since probably 1920s, we'll just say that, a lot of things that were agreed upon and done by politicians were for them to make more money. Now, do we need a politician in office for 15, 20, 30, 40 years and running this country, running their districts and stuff, and not get somebody different in there? Because if we've got these same people, I mean, you got to look at it. Look at all the senators, the congressmen, for the U.S., and then look at all the state representatives and state senators. Look how long a lot of these people have been in office and wonder, has anything positive changed while these people have been in there all this time? No. A lot of times it's a gridlock, and the same people in there sits there and thinks that, "Hey, we're doing things for you. This is what we did for you. This is what we did for you. And look what those people did for you. And look what they didn't do for you." And then and they may not be doing a lot of things that you're hoping that they're doing for you, but they're playing the shell game. This is what we're going to do for you. And then they throw little scraps out there to you. And then they turn around, switch it around. And then down the line, hey, there was never nothing really there. They were just telling you a bunch of bull. I know I'm retired, and I know that the thing about it is that I want this country to go in the right direction. I don't want to be told that things are going to get better and they don't. I don't want to see the same people in office running this country and go in as with nothing and come out multimillionaires, and nothing's done good for us. This is something that's got to be changed in our country. And we have to focus on what is right. Now, I'm not saying go out there and, hey, I don't like this person. I don't like that. November 8th is the election time. We need to look at who's running because there's a lot of slandering out there. This person took money from this person took money from this person, and this person's representing this, and this person is anti lesbian, and this person is anti they're racist about this culture, and they're all, you know what? We need to stay focused on what is important. What are the three main things that is important to you? What's up? What'd you open the door for? She's been out. So we have to look at what are the three main important things to us right now. In our country, we know that having a future of a good retirement or a good stable life, we know that making sure that our children and stuff are fed and are taken care of, and we know that we want stability. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things that we can go on. I know that I want something better for my daughter and her daughter. I want to know that there's good jobs for them, and I want to know that there is a stable uh, country in the future. I want to make sure that we're not giving money away to other countries and not taking care of the people that are in this country right now that does need help. We got a lot of veterans. We got a lot of homeless. I mean, hey, Nancy Pelosi, California, come on. In your district, it's the worst. Homeless people all over. You're not even doing nothing for them. I mean, and there's other people across the country too. New York is bad. I mean, a lot of these cities, I mean, you go to them and there's just homeless all over the place. So why aren't we taking care of our people instead of sending millions and millions and millions of dollars to help other countries, but we don't get in return the same amount that we're dishing out? The people in our country are important. Our children are important. And what's best is that we have a country that is their focus is on becoming better, not falling back. I mean, we are so in debt in this country right now that if people like China and other countries called for a note right now and said, "Hey, we've got this note. We want you to pay up right now." We're owned by other countries. And same thing when we're selling farmland to the Chinese in Missouri. Come on, man. Japanese owns the largest lumber companies. They own the largest cattle companies in in our country because they don't have places to grow the trees. They don't have fields to sit there and feed, the cows and raise the cows and stuff. So they've got to buy stuff elsewhere. So why are we selling our country off? Why are we doing this type of stuff? I mean, Biden sat there and gave all our reserves away for our oil. I mean, and then they don't want to pump no more out. And now gas prices are going up. The election is next 8, 9 days from now, 8 days. Come on, man. I mean, our gas prices are still going up. Our food costs are going up. Ameren has raised prices from last year to this year by 60%, and they're talking about raising it again coming up this winter. So, I mean, can some of you guys pay $800 a month for utility bills? No, that takes a lot of money away from your living. So, you've got high utilities, high gasoline prices, and stuff, and then because gasoline goes up, that means prices of food, commodities go up. So are you going to be able to sit there and have all that money in reserve to sit there and take care of yourself during this winter? I mean, what happens if there's a big crisis that happens this winter? I mean, just like the pandemic with the COVID. I mean, are you going to be able to sit there and allow yourself to idle for any length of time? No. And do you think our country's going to come up and say, "Oh, we got you"? Yeah, they're going to sit there. Yeah, we got you. Well, let's borrow another $3 trillion, and we're going to give you guys $2 billion to take care of yourselves, and we're going to give all this other money to another country. We're going to also put some money in our pockets too. We're not going to tell you that, but we are. Out of the $3 trillion that they borrow, everybody in this country would be debt free. I mean, out of the $1 trillion they took a loan on or borrowed for the student loans and stuff. Come on, that would have paid a lot of people's bills off as well, and we would be in a lot better place. Over here in St. Louis, that money that they got from for the situation of the football the football deal with Kroenke. Okay, that money hasn't been given out to none of the people yet. Now, come on, that's been sitting around since they won the lawsuit, and then now the same thing with all this money that was supposed to be given out due to the pandemic. None of these people have received the money. These small businesses have went out of business because they weren't given any assistance during the time of the pandemic. People, open your eyes. It's not about straight party. It's about who is going to actually do something for you in this upcoming election. And I'm like I said, I'm not voting straight ticket, but I am going to vote with my heart. And the thing about it is, I know there's a lot of people out there that I know that will sit there and kind of sit there and say, "Oh, no, Brad, you're trying to get me to go straight from Democrat to Republican." No, I'm not. I'm asking you to vote with your heart. Now, if it takes you to sit down and pray to God and say, "Lord, what should I do? Where should I go?" Do that. But if it's time that you take off the side and look at your finances and look at your savings and look at your retirement and say, "Can I lose this?" I'll be understanding. My wife lost 20,000 in one quarter. I lost 15,000 from my deferred comp that I had just sitting there. I've seen some people lose 50,000 in their deferred comp, and I know there's people who've lost even more than that. Are you able to sit there and ride that roller coaster and know that your money is being played with by politicians? We got a good winner in there right now. That dude is really helping us out. Not. Um, Same with Camille Harris. She's not helping us out. Nancy Pelosi, she's not helping us out. We've got a governor here in Illinois that's wanting to get credit for this, and even some senators. Well, I stopped the grocery tax, put a halt on that, so that we can save money. After that election is over in November, our grocery tax in Illinois is going to go back up. Our property taxes are going to go back up. Our tax is going to go right back up again. You know what? You tell me that you're doing something for me, and then you pull that thing back like a switch and bait, bait and switch. Come on, come along with me on this. I mean, I know I mix my words up, but most of the time, what we hear from politicians is a bait and switch. They're going to bait you believing this is what they're going to do for you. And then after they're in office, they switch. Illinois, we got all this money for lottery. And what happened? I think Blagojevich sold it off to somebody. We have all these casinos, on the river, and we have all these slot machines and all these businesses, gas stations, bars, and stuff. This is money that's supposed to either go for schools, for road construction and bridges. But I'm telling you, we have some bad roads in a lot of areas. But our schools, ever since they've been doing this lottos and stuff, our schools have not moved up. We've got teachers being laid off in some areas. Our kids are overpopulated in their classrooms. We don't even have the right social programs to teach our kids. But Mr. Pritzker wants to starting in January, wants starting in kindergarten, wants kids to be taught about LGBTQ. And by the time they're in second and third grade, he wants them to know that they can take hormones to if they feel like they want to be a girl when they're a boy, they can do that. And then once if they're a girl and they want to be a boy, they can do that as well. No, that's not Pritzker's, decision on to be able to do that. That's a parent's decision. That's not. I don't want Pritzker telling my granddaughter when she gets into school that she can be something else than what she was born to be. I want programs that will teach people how to socially get along. I want my granddaughter to go to school and be taught that she has to have just as the way she treats other people is how she wants to be treated. And if she wants to be want friends and stuff, she has to treat people nicely. She has to have feelings of other people's feelings. And she has to sit there and say, I don't want to be mean to nobody. I don't want nobody to be mean to me. But right now, I mean, there's a lot of situations going on and across this country, and people want to sit there and blame guns on it. All this, school shootings and stuff. It's not the guns. A lot of it is PTSD, anxiety, depression because of kids being bullied in school and being not just in school. There's bullying that happens in the household too. There's bullying that happens on the outside of school in other ways. But the thing about it is, we have to focus on what is important right now. And what is important is our children and the future of our children and how they're going to be, what we're going to leave them in the future. And right now, we're not leaving them nothing in the future. So, hey, I'm sorry it took so long, but understand this. Think about it, pray on it. Don't just go in there and just don't go in there and straight party vote. I'm not saying this party is the best and this party's best, but when you look in there, there could be some people in certain parties that are better to be in that position, and there are people on the other party that are best, to be put in that position as well. So, people are going to sit there and say, "Well, the House, I don't want the House being filled with Democrat. I don't want the Senate being filled with Republicans and everything. I want, I want control. Uh, you know what? Diversity is okay. Maybe we don't have to have everything controlled by one party, and maybe we can have maybe something offset in the presidency as well. But as I said, focus on us. Focus, pray on this. Our country is in your hands. All right. Thank you. I'm out. God bless you. And man, like I said, hope everything's good this next year. All right. Goodbye.